Hey everybody, no vlog today because today was day one of the Elite All-Star Redfish Series tournament in Grand Isle, Louisiana. And I'm going to give y'all a quick summary recap of how our day went, you know, where we're standing right now, the whole deal. So, started out this morning, showed up, and we were told we were going to have a camera guy on the boat, which is usually pretty bad luck. But you know, it is what it is. It's good for the sponsors, it's good for us. So we didn't complain too much. It ended up being a really cool guy. His name was Ty. One of the best cameramen we've ever had on the boat. This guy was awesome. So, and basically that just means he sat where he was told to sit and not do anything stupid. So, I'm just kidding, but it's pretty much true. But we were told we had a camera guy this morning, so you know, it just kind of it worried us a little bit because our area, like I said in yesterday's vlog, our concern was going to be having enough water to fish, and then adding another guy in the boat, you know, doesn't really help our draft any. So we were kind of back of our heads worrying about that. So we were boat number 26 to leave today. Tore out of there at Safe Light, started heading to our spot. Got there, took us about an hour. It should have only taken us about 30 minutes because it was super rough out in the main body of water just north of Grand Isle. So took us about an hour to make a 30-minute run because we could only do about 30. And got to our spot, got set up, and I don't know if they'll show this or not on the TV show when it's aired, but for some reason our bar that we lean against or have there just for support on our tower, it flips up and there's two bolts that stick in either side. You screw them in and with your hand, and it holds the bar up. When you're done with the bar, you back them out, fold the bar down, and it's out of your way and you can stow the tower. For some reason, I don't know if it was so rough this morning, we were running this boat so hard that the bars, the support bars, didn't line up. These guys right here, they fold down, the bar folds up, and they screw in right here. For some reason, this was sitting about right here, and it was too far out this way, and it didn't line up. I don't really know why that happened. That tower's built really well. Makes no sense to me, but they didn't line up. So we're sitting there this morning with a camera guy on our boat. He's only known us for a few minutes before the tournament, and then during an hour run, which no words were said other than, "Are you all right back there?" But he's probably thinking, man, I got put in this boat with these two morons that don't know how to put their tower together. I'm sitting up there bending this thing back as good as I can, and we finally got it where we could, I bent one of those pieces of aluminum enough where we could get one bolt through there, so we had that rail. And let me tell you, fishing up there in high winds and a 6.5 foot tower like that on the front of a boat that's blowing back and forth, you want that rail on there. I probably could have made it fine without it, but I would have been uncomfortable with my dad up there because, you know, you don't want him to fall and hurt himself or anything. So anyway, we go on down to our spot, get set up, and we go, you know, I see a couple fish and I throw at one, hook up, get him in the net, and it is a perfect tournament fish. He is 26 and 7/8, just over 8 pounds on the scale, and we're feeling like $1 million. We're thinking, man, we're in good shape. And there's a couple more fish there too, so we're like, man, this is great. Keep on going down a little bit more. I don't remember exactly how long it was apart. It was the first part of the day was an absolute blur. Go down, catch another one, get him in the boat. He's 26 3/4 on our board, 8.5 pounds, and we're like, oh, we're looking like absolute geniuses right now. Get them both in the live well, they're good. Going down some more. We turn the corner, start fishing down just a little bit different area, and I see a fish, and he's kind of real down deep in the bottom. He wasn't floating on top like the other fish. He was kind of down deep, about 2 feet down on the bottom. And I threw, my bait wouldn't sink fast enough to get down to him. My dad throws out, and he hooks this fish probably 5 feet in front of the boat, right there. Hooks up with him. I climb down, net him, and he was 27 3/4 on our board, which usually in a tournament that does us no good. But there's a kicker fish this tournament. You can have one fish over 27 as long as he's under 30, and that was our kicker fish. I would have liked a fish that was a little bit bigger, closer to 30, but I would take him. He was just over 9 pounds, so we were in good shape there. Keep on fishing down. We're thinking, okay, we need just 2 more fish and we're good. We are on track for a heck of a sack on day one. Well, we go down, I see another fish, I throw out there, and he saw the bait and went after it so hard. I was throwing a Z-Man Easy Shrimps today, white. And I'm throwing out there, and he was going after it so fast that I didn't have time to reel my slack up when he ate it. And he was swimming toward me. So when I set the hook, I even said, I don't know if they're gonna air it on TV, but I even said, I don't think I got a good hook set. He turned the other direction, I set the hook again, and I said, I might have got him now. Well, Dad climbs down to get the net, and it's another really good fish. I don't know if he would have been quite 8 pounds, but he was looking like he was at least 7, which was, in reality, what we were going for today was 7-pounders on day 1. We wanted a 35-pound sack on day 1 just to have a solid basis to get moving into day 2. Well, and with 5 fish, you know, 5 7-pounders is 35 pounds. So we would have been perfectly happy with this fish. He makes a run, gets around some grass, hook pops out. And it hurts, you know, that sucks. But, and I wasn't really too worried about it because we had just caught one for it. We just caught one right there. And it's kind of heavy on me, but we go on down, another 50 yards, throw out there, I see another one, hook him up, get him in the boat, 26-inch fish, 7.5 pounds. Makes you forget that one we just lost real quick. Well, we make a joke to the camera guy saying if we get another 7-pounder, we're going to go back to the boat ramp and eat a cheeseburger. Because that would have been right at 40 pounds, which would have been an excellent day 1. And when you're fishing a 3-day tournament, you can't keep fishing and catching all your fish because you have to have fish to catch on day 2 and fish to catch on day 3. So we couldn't just keep trying to upgrade fish. So we had to, you know, lay off of them a little bit. So I said, if we catch another 7-pounder, we're going back to the marina and we're going to eat a cheeseburger. Just kidding. Next cast, Dad throws out. He hooks up with one. And I'm thinking, this is it. This is the cheeseburger fish. And we get him, and I see him flash, you know, thrashing around on the surface, and I can tell he's little. So I kind of joke around. I'm like, all right, that's not our cheeseburger fish. We get in the boat. It's a 2-pounder. And I know it is bad luck to throw back a fish before you have a limit. If you would have been a 3-pounder and I was like, oh, a 3-pounder's not going to do us any good, throw him back. That's terrible luck. Well, maybe it doesn't matter because I put him on the board. He's 18 inches. In Louisiana, they only have to be 16. And I'm thinking, okay, let's throw him in there. We'll cull him in no second. Throw the new TH Marine cold clip on him. Throw in the live well. He's fine. We can't get rid of that fish. Go on down. See a stud up on the bank. His back's out of the water. Throw out there. Boom, set the hook on him, get him in the boat. He's 27.5. No good, because we already have one fish over 27. So, needless to say, we kept catching fish. The water kept getting lower, and as the water dropped lower, the grass, the hydrilla grass, was getting matted up on the surface. And you would see a fish pop up, and I don't care how weedless your bait was. I don't care if you're throwing a weighted worm hook, a screw lock hook, a weedless spoon, a weedless eye jig, a Texas eye jig. It wasn't working. You would see the fish pop up, you would throw out there and try and bring it to them, and you would have to make so much noise trying to drag your bait through the grass that your fish would spook. So we're sitting here thinking, man, we are one fish away from having an epic day, and we can't get rid of this 2-pounder. And it wasn't, it got to the point where it was like we could do nothing right. We're seeing fish right by the boat, throwing at them, making a perfect cast, and the wind, before your line lays down in the water, the wind gust comes and grabs your line and drags your bait around the backside of the fish. Stuff like that was happening. So we kind of just had to deal with bringing in a 2-pounder, which was incredibly hard because 2 o'clock rolled around. We had to be back by 3:20. We had to put all our gear away, put the tower down, make a long run back, and we knew it took us an hour before, so we're giving ourselves an hour to run back. Because if you're late, you might as well kiss it goodbye. I would rather take 35 pounds and just have that 35 pounds than waste 5 minutes trying to catch an extra fish to replace that 2-pounder and then come in late and you're out of the tournament. So it ended up only taking us like 30 minutes to get back because that big giant body of water that was so rough from before was basically slick, flat, calm, and we were able to scoot the entire way. We thought we were going to do a little better than we did with our weight. We thought we had right at 35, and we had 34.81, so we were only off by 0.2 pounds, no big deal, but everyone had a pretty good day, it looks like. The thing that's weighing heavy on me is most people think, oh, they had 35 pounds, they averaged 7 pounds of fish. And I'm in my head thinking, that's 35 pounds with a small kicker fish. He's barely over slot. He wasn't like a 30-inch fish like some of these guys are bringing in. And a 2-pounder. A 2-pounder. Forget the kicker fish. If we would have weighed in a 7-pound fish, which we saw for hours after we caught that 2-pounder and couldn't get one to, couldn't make it happen. Our fault. Can't blame anybody. I'm not blaming the fish, not doing anything, but it's our fault we couldn't make it happen. If we could have got a 7-pounder, we would have 40 pounds. So needless to say, we're sitting in 20th right now. We have a lot of ground to pick up tomorrow. The good thing is, I know there's a lot of fish there, and we are going to have to go all out. Send it, go for it tomorrow. Try and push the limit on fish that may not measure. We've got to make it happen. So we have a lot of ground to pick up if we're going to try and make the cut, but crazier things have happened, and I know we were on some really good fish. So y'all stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm going to post another update tomorrow after the tournament. Sorry I'm not filming any. It's hectic trying to fish a tournament and it's hectic just to fish a tournament, much less try and film and do all that stuff. It's impossible. So luckily, if y'all are interested, we had a camera guy on our boat, so you'll get to see on TV, on the Discovery Channel, what it was like to be in our boat during today's tournament. So thank y'all for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe and check in tomorrow for tomorrow's update. Bye.